of a loved one with Alzheimer's or dementia, you know that there's memory loss, cognitive issues. But Diane Atwood, who writes the blog Catching Health, is here to tell us about another common problem that we don't often hear about. Diane, we're talking about trouble swallowing, and I have to admit, I had never heard of this until you brought it to our attention.
Well, I heard about it because it happened to my mother, who has dementia. The term for it is dysphagia, and it is most common in people who have moderate to severe dementia. It can lead to serious, even life-threatening complications. For instance, food can end up in the lungs and cause aspiration pneumonia. So, how do you know someone has trouble swallowing if he or she can't communicate anymore? Here are a few subtle signs. Coughing during or after eating, constantly clearing the throat, holding food to the side of the mouth, spitting out food, a change in the voice, it becomes wet or gurgly sounding or hoarse. Treating a swallowing problem depends on what's causing it. It could be poor dentures that make it hard to chew, or they rub against and irritate the gums, or a medication could be causing a dry mouth. Now, something I learned is there are 3 phases of swallowing. A breakdown at any point can cause a problem. 1, we chew food and move it to the back of the throat. People with dementia may not remember how to do that or get confused about the order of things. 2, we move the food from the back of the throat to the esophagus. And when that happens, the voice box moves up and forward to protect the airways. And then the esophagus opens up and muscles in the throat tighten to move the food down. If those muscles are weak, food or liquid can get into the airways and make you cough or choke. 3, muscles squeeze the food all the way down to the stomach, and if those muscles aren't working well, the person may spit up or show signs that something feels stuck. Sometimes it's easy to figure out what the cause is, and sometimes you need diagnostic tests. Brianne Metcalf, a speech pathologist at Coastal Rehab in Cape Elizabeth, gave me a list of common treatments. You can find more, and you will get information about swallowing problems on my Catching Health blog. Just go to catchinghealth.com. So you'll find lots of tips on what to do and other subtle signs that people would.
I'm glad you brought this to our attention because it's something, you know, with everything else you're dealing with in situations like this, it's something you might easily overlook. So.
Absolutely, and there is treatment and usually easy to take care of.
Good. Thanks, Diane, very much.